Hey, what's up? It's Anthony and Marlie Love. Welcome to another episode of Traveling While Black.
We are here in Leavenworth, Washington, aka Christmas Town, and if you love Christmas as much as we do, you're gonna love this episode.
And even for some reason, if you don't love Christmas, we think you're still gonna love the episode. So take a look. Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony.
And I'm Marlie.
Welcome to Traveling While Black. Since our first visit back in 2019, we've been to Leavenworth a few times. But believe it or not, we hadn't been back during its famous Christmas season since our very first trip.
And there's a good reason why the Bavarian-themed town has earned the nickname Christmas Town. This year, we decided to head back to Leavenworth to see what's new and soak up all the holiday magic.
Of course, we also wanted to revisit the things we loved during our last holiday trip. But before we dive into our latest Christmas adventure in Leavenworth, let's take a quick look back at how this former logging town transformed into one of Washington's top tourist attractions. By the 1960s, the once booming town of Leavenworth, Washington was struggling to bounce back from the railroad relocation and lumber mill closing. Luckily for the town, two Seattle businessmen, Ted Price and Bob Rogers, were determined to figure out a solution.
Thinking of Slovain, California, a town that modeled its town to be Danish-themed, the pair was inspired to replicate the same strategy by using marketing to revive the city. Their idea was to transform the town into a Bavarian-themed town because that specific European style would better suit its mountain location.
Wait! You mean there's no real Bavarian connection?
Nope.
While it took some convincing of the other townsfolk,
They had to put up their own cash first.
eventually they were successful.
On our latest visit, we discovered there's a major part of Leavenworth's Bavarian origin story that we completely missed the first time around. Look, we love doing our reenactments. Sharing historical facts and stories with our own twist is always a good time. And I'm not gonna lie, the costumes, definitely part of the fun.
While our Leavenworth reenactment was a blast, it missed an important piece of the town's Bavarian origin story, and it's a detail that aligns perfectly with our show's commitment to inclusion.
That's because we didn't learn about it until our recent Christmas visit to Leavenworth, when we stopped by the Leavenworth Historical Museum. It's a neat little museum located right next door to the Nutcracker Museum.
This engaging museum tells the full story of Leavenworth before it was Bavarian themed and even before it became a logging and mill town.
And thanks to the contributions of local tribes, the museum also highlights the rich history of the area's first peoples. We really enjoyed this somewhat small but incredibly educational museum.
But what we might have enjoyed even more was chatting with the on-duty docent, who shared a major detail about Leavenworth's Bavarian history that we hadn't heard before.
Here's the story. Up until the 1960s, Leavenworth had been a thriving logging town. But when the industry declined, so did the town's economy.
With the town in crisis, they needed a bold idea to revitalize it. That's when Ted Price and Bob Rogers stepped in as heroes of the story.
In our reenactment, we covered this part of the story, how the residents put up their own money to make the Bavarian transformation a reality. But here's the twist. While we used a woman as the resident in our skit, we didn't realize just how accurate that detail was.
It turns out the women of Leavenworth were the biggest champions of the Bavarian transformation. Not only did they promote the idea, they were also some of the first to invest by purchasing buildings and businesses in the downtown area.
There's another detail we previously overlooked, this time about Ted Price and Bob Rogers. See, they weren't just business partners, but they were also a couple.
So it can be said that Leavenworth was saved by women and two gay men.
Once again, thanks to traveling and connecting with people through conversation, we walked away with the fascinating and deeper understanding of a story we thought we already knew.
And I think now we have even a greater appreciation for it.
For this Christmas in Leavenworth, we are staying at the Sleeping Lady Mountain Resort, one of our favorite places to stay when we're in Leavenworth.
That's true. Actually, it's the only place we ever stay when we stay in Leavenworth. And for good reason, which you're about to find out.
Nestled along the banks of Icicle Creek, the Sleeping Lady Resort is a stunning and serene property that offers a variety of cozy cabins for lodging. On this visit, it didn't take long to remind us why we love this place so much.
The resort offers amazing amenities and dedicated spaces for all kinds of activities. The resort is perfect for families, couples, or even larger group gatherings.
As we've mentioned, the Sleeping Lady is perfect for families, especially families with young children. And this family playroom is a perfect example of that. But don't worry, adults. The Sleeping Lady also has plenty of amenities for adults and everyone in between.
And I can't forget to mention the spa experience. It's a must. But since our last visit, a few things have changed. Now the property's on-site restaurant, Kingfisher Restaurant and Wine Bar is open. Guests can enjoy breakfast and dinner daily, paired with incredible views.
One of the greatest things about staying at the Sleeping Lady is that you're engulfed in nature.
Yep, and not only engulfed in nature, but you're encouraged to disconnect and lose yourself in nature.
And you know what we say about nature?
Nature loves black people.
Staying true to the vision of its founder, Harriet Bullett, a portion of the resort's proceeds goes towards supporting Miss Bullett's Icicle Fund, a nonprofit dedicated to connecting people with arts, history, and nature.
Yes, there's so much to love about the Sleeping Lady, but we decided to ask General Manager Chuck Sharinga how he would describe this incredible resort to curious visitors.
They want peace, serenity, nature, a rustic yet elegant stay experience. This is the place for them. We have spas, restaurants, bars, cabins that are very snug, warm, comfortable, wildlife. It's just generally a great place to come and get away from the city if that's what you like.
If you do plan on taking a visit to Leavenworth, we definitely recommend the Sleeping Lady.
All year round. We're so excited to take you on our 2024 Christmas visit to Leavenworth. This time, not only were we ready to dive headfirst into the Christmas spirit, but we also wanted to show an updated version of what Christmas Town is really like during the holiday season.
Every year, more than 3 million people visit this Bavarian-themed town, and it's no wonder why. That Bavarian vibe is a big part of what makes Leavenworth such a magical destination for Christmas.
Christmas itself is in many ways synonymous with Bavaria and Germany. And while they may not have as many of these bright lights as we do, they definitely have the Christmas traditions that we celebrate during the Christmas season throughout Leavenworth.
And at night, the magic really comes to life, literally, thanks to the stunning holiday lights that illuminate the entire town.
The lights are an attraction all on their own. Honestly, I don't even want to imagine the city's light bill.
But the Christmas magic in Leavenworth isn't just about the lights. The town is packed with festive activities, performances, and all the charm you expect in the perfect holiday setting.
Throughout the day and evening, there are performances at the Front Street Park gazebo and appearances from holiday characters that are a big hit with kids and adults alike.
Leavenworth has Christmas-themed shops all year round, like the Gingerbread Factory right here on the main street. Now let's show you some more activities that you can do while you're in Leavenworth.
There's even a world-famous Nutcracker Museum that's a must-visit for anyone wanting a deeper dive into the history of nutcrackers.
The world-famous Nutcracker Museum behind me is the world's largest collection of nutcrackers. Fun fact, one of my favorite holiday stories was the Nutcracker. Not because I like boring musicals, but because of the epic battle scenes between the Nutcrackers and the Rat King. I ain't know about no museum though.
There's no shortage of festive activities and attractions here, but one of my favorite things about Leavenworth is something I love year-round: wine tasting.
One of the things that I love about Leavenworth is the abundance of wineries and tasting rooms in the area, just like Icicle Ridge Winery, which is one of the oldest tasting rooms here in the area. But let us show you another tasting room that we're about to check out that we know you'll love just as much.
Leavenworth is full of tasting rooms, including a few that we've encountered on our other adventures, like Patterson Cellars.
But one of the standout wine experiences from this trip was at Goose Ridge Tasting Room.
Located right in the heart of the Bavarian village, Goose Ridge is part of a family-run winery that's been thriving in eastern Washington for over 4 generations.
It all started with the family's first apple orchard, which eventually expanded to vineyards planted on the sun-soaked slopes of Goose Gap near Red Mountain. That exceptional soil didn't just produce incredible grapes, it earned Goose Ridge the honor of becoming Washington's 19th American viticultural area, and of course, it led to some truly delicious wine.
And we got to try some of that wine, including their seasonal mulled wine. Now, I've had mulled wine before, and let's just say I wasn't a fan. But this was different.
I have to agree. This mulled wine was on another level. Once again, Leavenworth proved to be the perfect holiday destination.
To wrap it all up, let's put Leavenworth to the test with our fun scale, starting with the quality of activities.
Based on everything we've shown you, it's easy to see why this scores full points. There's an abundance of activities, and they're all top-notch.
And that's just within the Christmas Village. Even spots like the Sleeping Lady Resort offer plenty to do.
Randomly, we have strolling carolers in Dickens sort of outfits strolling throughout the campus. Also, we've added a Christmas Eve service at our Salmon Gallery Church. The great thing is we're also on the same campus as Icicle Creek Center for the Arts. They are having a Celtic Christmas with singers and performers on the weekend before Christmas.
We've also highlighted the incredible wine options, and the Bavarian theme adds to the charm of the local breweries. But let's talk about the restaurants.
We didn't have a single bad meal on this trip, from the classic bratwurst at Rheinhaus to the elevated dishes at Kingfisher Restaurant at Sleeping Lady Resort.
Full points for restaurants, no question. Next up is demographic applicability. This one's a no-brainer. Christmastown is perfect for anyone looking to get into the holiday spirit.
We saw everyone, couples, families, friend groups, people of all ages. Easy full points here.
Now for affordability. While Leavenworth shines in so many areas, it's definitely on the pricier side during the Christmas season.
And don't get me started on having to pay for parking every 4 hours. That doesn't help its case.
So we're giving 1 point for affordability. Lastly, let's talk about special events. This is an easy win. Christmas season is the highlight of the year here.
Leavenworth delivers when it comes to special events. Full points here, bringing the total fun score to 9 out of 10.
That score feels spot on for the experience we had, but don't just take our word for it. Listen to what our friend Chuck Sharinga has to say.
You describe Leavenworth as the place to come, I think, in North America for a Christmas celebration. The downtown is so beautifully lit up. The mountains almost looks like the Swiss Alps in the background. There is so much to do. There's shopping. There is great restaurants. There's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Leavenworth is magical year-round, but it's something truly special during Christmas.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on all of our social media platforms to see our previous adventures.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.